Hi, I'm Greg Gutfeld, along with Judge Jeanine Pirro, Jessica Tarloff, Jesse Waters, and she lists the 7 dwarves as her emergency contacts. Dana Perino, the 5. Jesse and Dana are in D.C., thank God. And they're not doing a 12-hour sit-in with Spartacus. We'll tell you what they're up to later. But first, to President Trump, he's getting a head start on the next 100 days by showing America how the sausage is made. DJT hosting a 2-hour-long cabinet meeting.
Core GDP, and this is, you probably saw some numbers today. And I have to start off by saying that's Biden. That's not Trump, because we came in on January. This is quarterly numbers.
Well, Mr. President, I don't think I have ever worked so hard to try to fire myself.
They say I wear a lot of hats.
That's true. We all want to thank you for your help, too.
Yeah.
You really have sacrificed a lot. Been treated very unfairly. You're invited to stay as long as you want. At some point, I guess he wants to get back home to his cars.
Trump also celebrating 100 days of kicking the left's butt, Jessica, by going back on the rally circuit, doing his signature dance in Michigan while basking in the glow of the MAGA maniacs. And it wouldn't be vintage Trump if he wasn't smacking the liberal media silly.
They're giving you the big break of a lifetime. You're doing the interview. I picked you because, frankly, I never heard of you, but that's okay.
You think Vladimir Putin wants peace?
I think he does, yes.
Do you trust him? Do you trust him?
I don't trust you. I don't trust a lot of people. I don't trust you. Look at you. You come in all shooting for bear. You're so happy to do the interview.
I am
And
happy.
then you start hitting me with fake questions. We had a president that was grossly incompetent. You knew it, I knew it, and everybody knew it, but you guys didn't want to write it because you're fake news.
All right. Thank you.
And by the way, ABC is one of the worst. I have to be honest with you.
So, Dana, you look lovely outside.
Thank you.
That's great. Okay, enough phony stuff. I want to start with that interview right there. I think, after the Biden cover-up, it's not Trump that's being tested. It's the media that has to be tested. He has nothing to prove. They do, and I think that's how he structures these interviews. He has nothing left to say to them. They have to prove to him that he's unbiased.
Well, I think that it does say something about President Trump. He is literally willing to talk to anybody. And they've had an incredible push for their 100 days. And I know it's a media construct, but you know what? Use what you have. Use the tools at your disposal. And so that's the one that they tried with this one. ABC News, interesting choice. He didn't go with David Muir or Lindsay, who did the debate, if you'll remember that one. But I do think I admire him for wanting to get out there, being willing to take the interview. It's interesting to me that Terry Moran said yes, right? Because going in that this is a possibility, and I think we got something out of it. But on the Biden point in particular, ABC News was the chosen entity for all sorts of news from the Biden administration.
Right.
Listen to their podcast called Start Here. They were always having Mayor Pete. He would go on to talk about something specific coming on. If you had something from the Department of Energy, then they would have that guy come or that woman come on. It was always ABC News who got the story. But the question is, Greg, to your point, how did they miss the story? And then everybody acted like it was a surprise on June 27th, 2024, when Biden and Trump debated. So, yes, they have a hole of their own to crawl out of when it comes to numbers. I remember one time being at the White House years ago, and a reporter said, your numbers are terrible. Your poll numbers are terrible. What is President Bush going to do? And I was able to say there's only 2 entities in Washington with lower approval numbers than us, Congress and the media. And it's only gotten worse.
Well said. Jesse, Trump keeps rolling along. To him, 100 days is just a number, like Pritzker's weight or your IQ. Do you think he pays attention to this stuff?
Yeah, that's why he had a rally, a sit-down with ABC, and a cabinet meeting. I mean, he did more in one day than Biden did in 100. But I just want to know where the bad hombre mugshots are behind Dana. Did you do something, Dana, with the mugshots?
I literally just got through security. I didn't have time to do anything.
Okay, good. So, yeah, he's busy. There's no lids. There's no doctor checking to see if he has Alzheimer's. The vice president's not lining up judges to swear in case the president drops dead. The vice president's doing what he should be doing. trying to steal Greenland. And so right now we're in a really good place. He's crushing it on culture, he's crushing it on the border, and he's crushing it on waste, fraud, and abuse. And the rest of the agenda, we're waiting on deals, peace deals, trade deals, tax deals. And I wouldn't doubt that these deals are going to get done because he's already done them a lot. He's already done a deal with Panama to kick China out. He's done deals with big law firms. They're now like funding him to the tune of hundreds of millions of dollars. We did a deal with Boeing to get new fighter jets. We got deals galore. This is what he loves to do. And you're right, he talks to anyone, Greg. Bill Maher, he even talks to you. He even did exclamation point. Now, ABC's in trouble. That was the worst thing I've ever seen. They couldn't do it with Muir because his fact checks all backfired at the debate. They couldn't do it with Stephanopoulos because he couldn't keep his mouth shut, and he caught the brass $15 million, and now it's funding the presidential library. So they went with a third stringer. And the third stringer came in way too hot. Trump does his best when he's confronted, and he just steamrolled this guy. You know what I would have done if I was ABC? I would have had Stephen A. do it. He's a Disney guy. He's an ABC guy. Put Stephen A. in there, and that's a great interview.
Interesting point, Jesse. I'm lying. Judge, there's criticism from the media that these cabinet meetings are too deferential. What do they expect to happen in a meeting with the president? Are they supposed to throw punches?
Yeah, they're supposed to say, you know, Mr. President, we don't like you. We don't want this job. But, you know, look, the amazing part of the cabinet meetings is that this cabinet, they really like each other. You could tell, and they say it. They talk to each other all the time, if not several times a day. They are totally in sync. They are working together toward one agenda. They are following through on the president's promises that he promised America that he would make sure that the border would be closed, that he would turn the economy back. And as we watch with Biden, as industries crumbled and there was unfair trade and there was cashless mail and all of these crazy things that were happening that caused prices to go up. This president comes in and he's got a team behind him of people who want to support him, whether it's politically or economically or in terms of trade or in terms of education, civil rights. They're all on the same page. And you know what? For all of the criticism that he has taken over these 100 days, you know, with Doge, it's going to be terrible. Name one person who didn't get their Social Security check. One person who got thrown off of Medicaid. I mean, it's all scare by the Democrats to try to make sure that people don't accept anything that the president's doing. And by the way, consumer spending is up 1.8%. Business investment is up 21.9%. when Biden left it down by 5.6%, which makes it a 28% increase. Disposable personal income is up. So you've got this president who has done things in 3 months that the Democrats caused the problems for, and he's just trying to come back. But rest assured, firm convictions, he's not backing down. It's what he ran on, and he's not going to slow down.
Jessica, you get the remaining 20 seconds to respond. What do you make of the judge's analysis? I don't see any holes in it.
I see a few. It's like, is it Swiss cheese? That's the holiest of all the cheeses. She's looking at me and smiling at me. We just have to keep looking ahead. So those of you at home know we're still friends. I heard he has nothing to prove. The cabinet's totally in sync, and he's crushing it. And if any of that were true, he wouldn't be out there lying about everything from election results to how his first 100 days has been. It is the worst first 100 days for a president in 70 years.
That's not true.
And it's objectively true, actually.
No, it's not objectively true.
And we can't interrupt when we're in... No, it's based on the data on approval rating. That's what it's based on. The approval ratings for all of the presidents, and his being the lowest. The GDP number today was negative 0.3%. It was 2.4% in Biden's last quarter. That's why he was out there today freaking out. That's why he's posting about the stock market and saying this is Biden's stock market when he took responsibility for it on January 29th. And he said, oh, this is my stock market. Now he doesn't want it anymore. And to quote the philosopher king, Dave Portnoy, don't piss down my back and tell me it's raining. This is Donald Trump's stock market. This is his economy. And the tariffs that he's implementing are destroying the economy. He could have just come in and continued on the course that we were and made some modifications. You want to put more tariffs on China? Probably get a lot of Democratic support for that. But coming in and doing these blanket tariffs and blowing up our system, we have ports that are empty. As a result, waiting for those ships to come in, they can't come here. We're going to have shelving problems by the end of May. I guess his platform is, I'm kind of the Grinch. Did you hear him talking about Christmas time and how many dolls you're going to get? So the little girl, she was going to get 30 dolls, but now she's only going to get 2 dolls. The man who brought back Christmas isn't going to deliver for little Cindy Lou Who.
Well, you know what? This is like we're not getting Social Security. You're not getting
There
your
was a
Medicaid.
man in
And
Seattle
by
who
the
didn't
way-
get his Social Security, by the
Joe
way.
Biden, in 2 consecutive quarters, had a decline of 1.6 and 0.9. Okay, we're talking about 0.3. Give the man a chance to
0.3
remedy
from
the economy.
2.4% in 3
remedy
years.
the economy.
The
Look, the
economy is
Democrats are the ones who are willing to give everyone the money for AID and USAID, Green Energy, NGOs, all the scams. Trump is putting an end to it. And you know what? Everything's going to be a golden age, Jessica, and you know it.
All right. Back in the boxes, just like old times. Up next, Democrats are holding slumber parties to stop Trump.
Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.